My role in Incoming Transmission was director, editor, VFX person.
My role was Steven, the obnoxious bearded guy that complained a lot. And I was also a lighting technician, a camera assistant, and a PA.
I did the camera operating. I
was Billy, which I improv'd a lot. I was producer and just basically like cleared the shots, gave lines and stuff like that. What else?
some lighting. I did.
Well, my role in Incoming Transmission was basically just recording sound. Just did use the Rode mic and just recorded any sound I could for them.
A plethora of other things. So you should watch it.
Oh, on set, it was great. It's actually like the first short film that I've ever been on, like been working on with a group of people besides like just me. So I mean, it was great meeting all these cool people, shooting this awesome film. You know, it's pretty sweet.
We had a great crew, we had a great time. A lot of stuff was like a bit of a problem with lighting and everything, but we solved that really fast, and everyone's really cooperative and helpful. And it's really great working with a bunch of other filmmakers, so you can say, hey, I'm having trouble with this, and they're like, well, what if you do it that way? And when it works, it's really rewarding.
It was kind of weird at first. I didn't know, because I was coming to a new place, meeting new people, and I just kind of sat doing my own thing. I tried to be the best I could at sound, better than last project's sound, but you know, just really do my own thing.
On set was pretty cool. Everybody was pretty nice. When we started filming, everybody was pretty cooperative with what we were supposed to be doing at that time. Nobody was really fooling around too much unless it was one of those moments where something funny happens or something gets out of hand and it just becomes a big laugh riot for a few minutes, and then everybody gets straight back to work. And everybody was a blast to work with. Chris, Sean, Matt, Azure, everybody that was working on the film and everybody that acted in the film, you guys were great. And yeah, I hope to work with you guys in the future. I'm gonna pick two, and I'll tell you why. Because the bedroom scene with the spaceship, obviously we shot in a bedroom. We didn't have a budget for a spaceship, you know, it's pretty expensive. So, or let alone an alien spaceship, which, you know, we couldn't find. So we ended up doing it in my bedroom, and it worked out pretty well. We were cleaning out my bedroom because we're in the process of actually putting down a whole new floor in my downstairs and in my bedroom itself, which has halted production on a couple videos of Metagen that we would have liked to have made but couldn't have due to construction. So that was probably one of the hardest scenes. We lit it very well, but it was still in a bedroom. The other one was probably the outside scenes, and I'm gonna just label the outside scenes as all the outside scenes because they all sucked lighting. Obviously a T3i is not meant for super low light. It came out pretty well, but it took both the umbrella lights that we have, a few work lights and some can lights and stuff. Not all at once, but just a combination of those to get the look that we wanted. And it would have been a lot easier if we either had a better camera or better lighting equipment.
The hardest scene, there was a few of them that I remember. It was probably trying to figure out how the alien could grab the rock because the gloves were really weird. Between that and filming outside with me and Chris running into the street basically and looking up into the sky, that crane shot was ridiculous and too many takes.
As a lighting technician, definitely the doorway scene because we wanted to blow a lot of light into the door and the window at the same time. So it was tough with the only limited light that we had were 2 umbrella lights, some can lights, and a work light from Home Depot. So getting that at the same color balance, at the same temperature, and the blast that we wanted to happen was probably the most difficult thing for me.
For me, probably the hardest scene to do was the spaceship scene because there was a lot going on, and having to see the alien work with the knife and using his hands to hold the knife and cut it, along with all that smoke and fog and the lights and everything. It was a lot going on, and it was pretty, in my opinion, the hardest scene to do.
What was it like having Joe as the director?
Well, it was all right.
Working with Joe as the director, he was like Michael Bay. Like, literally, like, I had to sleep with him to get the role in the first place.
Having Joe as a director was great. His direction was really clear and concise. If I ever had a question or wanted to add anything or see if we could shoot something a different way, he'd listen to my idea all the way through, and we'd either do it or it might not work. But the point is, he listened, and that's great.
Working with Jay is nothing new. I work with Jay all the time, but seeing him progress as a director since Panic has been really awesome. Him and I can sit back and forth and say, well, what if we do it this way? And Jay will be like, let's try it that way, and let's try it my way, because his way at the end of the day is the vision. So working with that is a lot of fun for me to see that progression. Totally sucked your there.
Cut that. I don't curse. Family friendly. Well, this is probably the best and the only ever one I've ever seen in my life.
This compares to the other short films we made because it shows a lot of growth in our work, because we learn a lot throughout the process of like making these shorts and writing these shorts and collaborating with other filmmakers. So we like to really get involved with people that have creative minds and get new equipment, testing new equipment, and learning everything we can throughout schooling or YouTube videos, or really just like other people's ideas.
I don't know, I definitely like it a lot better than what I've seen from other Metagen videos, but I'm not gonna lie, like I really liked all of them, and each one has worked on each other. And seeing the last short film that was Panic from this, I really can see the improvement that has been made between the two, and I really appreciate what we did accomplish, and I really think it's gonna turn out really well. Like, no, I'm not like the last one of the caliber for Class.
I feel like this film compares to our other films, showing our growth because of the lighting conditions that we shot in. The T3i isn't the best at lighting, like I said before, but we seem to pull a lot of what we needed out of it, and all the shots that we did seem to have worked pretty well with what we needed them to be like. The shooting locations weren't too great, but you know, you use what you work with and whatever you have, so we ended up shooting a lot of it, or basically all of it, in my apartment. But I feel like how it compares to the other Metagen films is it shows our growth as filmmakers, making less mistakes than we usually should or would. And one of those mistakes being not having a tripod in the shot. And thankfully in this film we had only a smidgen of that, and if you can point it out, I will tweet you on Twitter. So, at Metagen Studios.
So this is really the only short film that I've ever worked on enough, besides like family films like way back in the day when I was screwing around with a crappy camcorder. So I mean, I didn't have lights or sound guy or anything like that. There was no editing. It was like Windows Movie Maker and that was it. So it's a lot better than anything else that I've really done or been in besides this year itself, where it's focusing on my future and I guess Metagen's future now. We're just gonna see what's gonna come.
The future of Metagen Studios is us producing a bunch of short films, shorts, and maybe even a feature-length film. Everything that we produce and everything that we put out on our YouTube channel is something that we've created and an idea that we've had for something for us to say to an audience. Everything that we make in the future, we hope to get better and better at filmmaking, and everybody that we work with from here on out, we hope to treat well like human beings and be a great company rather than some other companies that are out there that don't treat their employees or acting personnel very well. So for the future of Metagen, I hope it's bright. I hope we have a lot more opportunities, and I feel like we will go pretty far in our careers. Thank you, and have a good evening. We have one particular idea in mind for a feature-length film. John Cena! Cut!